excited that I'm finally able to showcase you my tattoo collection. Welcome back, everybody. In this video, I will be giving you a brief tour of all my tattoos that I've gotten so far in my tattoo journey. The past 2 months, I have decided to collect more and more and more, just like Infinity Stones, like Thanos did. Although he did not succeed, he failed. I'm gonna showcase you what they look like, why I got them, the stories behind them, and the upcoming tattoo designs that I want to put on my body. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. So my first tattoo that I got was about 2 months ago when I was visiting London, UK with my buddy Dante from Texas. Shout out to the bro if you're watching this video. Love you, my man. I had decided to get a skull dagger tattoo on my left arm, and this design isn't very unique. You see a lot of people with skulls and knives on their arm, but I had adjusted it to my liking. So what I did initially was I had the design, the length, the widthness, everything, and then instead of it just being blank, he actually did a fade in, which I was really happy about. Now this is also my most expensive tattoo, which looking back at it, I should have probably not gotten it in London at 250, which yes, I know a lot of you will immediately say, yeah, nah, you got ripped off. Listen, you're in the most busiest city in the world, one of the busiest cities in the world, and second of all, the guy was a professional, really dope guy. He was, I think, originally from South America, and has been living in London for 7-8 years. So I had an amazing conversation with him. So that was my first tattoo. Now how that session went, well, I fainted. That's the one thing, unfortunately, that has happened to me multiple times whilst getting tattoos. I don't know what it is, but I'll eat before a tattoo session. I'll drink apple juice. Apparently it makes your blood thicker so you bleed less. But my first session, I passed out. Like, the feeling of a needle when you've never had a needle go into your skin is a very weird feeling. Now, when it comes to getting the first tattoo, a lot of people choose wisely and think of what they choose. I did not know what I wanted. I did not have a single idea of really what I wanted. I was just curious, okay, what can I put on my body as a first tattoo? Before getting my first tattoo, my cousin had told me, bro, when you get your first tattoo done, you will want more and more. So I was like, nah, he's just joking. He was unfortunately not kidding. We went from one tattoo to multiple tattoos, and many, many more to come in the upcoming months/years. So I got that first tattoo, and that feeling was very weird. Like, just again having a needle stuck into your arm is a weird feeling, but the end result was fantastic, and it looked really good. And bear in mind, I put this tattoo on a Wednesday. Not even a week later, I think 5 days later, I decided to get a second tattoo, and this was a really cool one. Now again, another tattoo with no actual meaning behind it. You see, I'm very nonchalant. I don't care about having a meaning behind a tattoo. If I see something, I like it, I'll adjust it to my customization and personalization. So the skull one as well, I saw it in the book and I asked them, hey, this one I really like. Could we, however, customize the eyes? Yeah, of course, man, no problem. So he did that, and this one felt very relaxing. I don't know, maybe if it's because of the fact it was a different place on my arm, but this one felt really relaxed. The only thing that was boost painful was him doing the eyes. Oh man, no, that wasn't nice. Like, he was literally like stabbing me. So I'm looking at him like, hey bro, don't do that. That ain't comfortable. But the end result again was fantastic. Now there was another tattoo after the second one that I wanted, and it was a Cyclops one with a hand and an eyeball. For some reason, he was not able to do that. So I initially wanted that by well, I'll show you right now. This is the other tattoo that I got. I wanted it here, but he told me that he could do it, but it would fade away after a few years. So he told me, look through the book, try to look for something else, and let me know. he had a small one, but I wanted it just a little bit bigger. Now the third tattoo is actually quite funny. He did that like literally within 15 minutes. Why he was so quick was because A, there wasn't many details, and that's the one thing about getting a tattoo, especially if you come unannounced. Often expect, unfortunately, them to refuse because of the fact that there are too many details. It either has to do with skill. Not everyone that works at a tattoo shop is highly skilled. You've got certain people that are really highly skilled. B, depending on the time, if you get into a tattoo shop at 7 o'clock at night and it's a detailed tattoo, they don't want to sit there until 10 o'clock at night. You cannot blame them. Although every tattoo session that I had been a private session, which was fantastic. Some tattoo shops have multiple people working there, some just have one, and my preference is always if there's no one in the store, because then he or she can really focus on your tattoo and on the details. And I find that super duper important. And what I also find really important is the connection between you and the tattoo artist when it comes to having conversations about tattoos. I feel like there are some people that work at tattoo shops that just have no chemistry whilst doing the tattoo, and I completely understand. Some don't want to talk whilst doing a tattoo. Some have to be quiet because they cannot focus, but some are just straight up, how do I say, nice a-holes, if you know what I mean. But besides that, as long as you can just get the tattoo done, then I'm very pleased nonetheless. Okay, so now we're going into the latest tattoo that I got. This one I had been eyeing out for a while, and I was talking to my best friend about it, and I was like, I really like this tattoo, but where do you reckon I can put it? She said, what about your other arm? And I was first like, nah, do I really want to put a tattoo on my other arm? Like, my left arm is completely blank, I don't have nothing much on there. And this one was big. This is the biggest tattoo I've got so far. This one was also the most painful one, but that had its reasons. One, I was sick whilst he did my tattoo 2 weeks ago. I had a abscess in my mouth, which wasn't very nice, so I had a hot fever, didn't feel good, but I still did it. Second of all, his needles, because you've got different type of needles, you've got, I don't know what it's called, but you've got different type of needles. His stuff was very sharp, that was no joke. So, especially by like the wrist, I could feel it, because by your wrist, your skin is very thin. The thicker the skin, the less you feel often, right? But that depends on your pain tolerance as well. This one we designed together, and we had adjusted a few things. He said, okay, what do you want to adjust? I said, I'm not really sure. What can we adjust? You're the man here. Well, what we could do is, instead of the arrows being completely completed, we can break them down a little bit so they have that broken effect. I said, that's a cool idea. And by like the moons and everything, we can also color it in completely black. So I was like, yeah, I like that. And then I asked him the arrow in the middle, could you maybe point it out more on the right instead of it being straight? He said, yeah, sure, no problem. This is personally my favorite tattoo. This is also my mom's favorite tattoo, and it's funny enough that I mentioned it. My mom got a tattoo as well. She's got one with an actual meaning. She's been wanting to have this tattoo for like 7 years, but never had the balls to really go and get the tattoo. My dad, on the other hand, let's just say he's not a very big fan of tattoos. No, he doesn't hate it, he just doesn't like the look of tattoos, and that's totally fine. When I showed him this new tattoo, he was actually like, are you serious? Why did you get another tattoo? I said, well, I really like this one, and I felt like I was missing a tattoo. Now the obvious thing is here, do I regret these tattoos? Absolutely not, and we're gonna get into that just now in a moment, but let's continue talking about this one. This one also has no meaning. Again, I'm very nonchalant. I look at tattoos, and if I'm like, yeah, no, you know what, I really like this one, let me adjust a few things, color-wise, patron-wise, and boom, that's it. Now, I want another tattoo on my right arm string with a heart, a skeleton head, and roses. I really want to get that one. I'm not in a rush though. And that's the thing I want to talk about. What to do and what to get when you get your first tattoo. Let's get into that, shall we? Okay, so you want to get your first tattoo. Awesome, really dope, but you don't know what to get. Take your time. That's the best thing that I can advise you. Getting a tattoo randomly on a day is not something that I would personally advise. It's not that I just walked into a tattoo shop and was like, yeah, okay, just put this on me. I thought about this for many, many months because I wasn't sure how it would look on me. Now, I think these tattoos are great. Are they unique by any means? Absolutely not. Although I do find tattoos look different on everyone's body. They do. Now, I try to stay away from like lions, clocks, and all that other BS because I find too many people having them. You wanna catch me with a lion tattoo. You wanna catch me with a rose hand tattoo. Although I thought about it, I had multiple people tell me do not do that because people will really judge you. And yes, people do judge me with these tattoos, but that's completely fine because at the end of the day, I like the tattoos, and that's the biggest thing. Is you have to understand and realize when you get a tattoo, it's on you forever, unless you get treatment to remove it. But I've heard that is very expensive and painful. But yes, tattoos are there permanently. You just simply cannot get rid of them. And yes, you can use the argument and say, but you know, when you're 50 and 60 years old, they're gonna look terrible. Yes, they probably will, but that's fine because you can always adjust and re-ink your tattoos if you wanted to. My personal advice, if you're gonna get a tattoo, get it on a place that isn't very obvious and very noticeable. That's what I did with my first tattoo. I wanted it to kind of be low-key and not that you, oh wow, you got an entire tattoo. I see a lot of people, especially kids, as their first tattoo, do the man, they put the dumbest stuff on their body, and it makes me think, kid, I just hope to God you don't regret this tattoo. That's a very big tattoo for your first tattoo. Face tattoos is a no-go for me. Will never do that. Second of all, leg tattoos. I personally have no interest whatsoever on having tattoos on my legs. It's just a preference. I don't find leg tattoos nice. I don't know what it is, but I don't like leg tattoos. They're just personally not it for me. Again, it's a personal preference. If you like them, then definitely get them. But me, I'm Gucci. When you get tattoos, people are going to judge you. But that's obviously just life in general. People will judge you regardless if you've got tattoos or not. But when you have tattoos, especially when they're super noticeable, sometimes people will look at you, maybe stare at you. I've had that a few times in public. Does it bother me? Absolutely not. I like the tattoos that I've got. I got these tattoos because I like them, and at the end of the day, it is very important to realize that when you get a tattoo, you must like it. Do not get a tattoo because you're in a rush, because afterwards there's no going back. It's very difficult to just cover up a tattoo that you've already got. Get a tattoo that you like. It could be one out of a printing book. Adjust it to your likings, just like I did. This was my tattoo tour. There's plenty more to come in the upcoming few months. I am still deciding whether if I'm going to get a full arm sleeve or a half arm sleeve. I don't know yet. I really don't know. It's something that I'm still in discussion with my tattoo artist. I just don't know what I want. I feel like maybe a full sleeve might be too much. I think maybe half sleeve might be not too much. But that's the thing with getting tattoos. It's an amazing addiction. Trust me, when you get your first tattoo, you're like, we can add a little bit more. Looks a bit bold there. Let me add another tattoo. At the end of the day, you should have fun whilst picking out your tattoo, but you should also be conscious with what you pick. Don't just put something that, you know, some would arguably say that the tattoos I got are random as well. You could say that, but I like them in the end of the day. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to show you the next tour video of when I get my full or half sleeve done. So thank you so much for watching, and let me know down in the comments below what type of tattoo or tattoos that you have personally. See ya, and enjoy your Saturday afternoon.